Hey everyone, I'm back, and today I have my top 10 best movies of 2017. And it's a little late, I know, but one, better late than never, and two, who doesn't want to see my top 10 best movies of the year? I'm very excited to bring this list to you. There have been some really great movies, some movies that I would highly recommend checking out if you know what you're getting into. And a couple rules. I didn't mention in my top 10 worst of the year list, but in this list, I have not seen every movie that came out in 2017. That applies to both of them, the worst and the best. And second thing is, grades don't matter here. That's not. I don't do grades for me, is what I'm trying to say, but I put grades to help you guys understand how I feel of a film. It's just a way for me to be very specific in how I feel. So I think I got that the way I wanted to. And before we get into the list, I have some honorable mentions. So let's get to it. We have 7 honorable mentions, and they are It, The Founder, Only the Brave, Thank You for Your Service, Wonder, Detroit, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Those movies, I would recommend everyone to see all those films, but there were 10 other films that I thought were better than those. But still, check those out if you have the chance. Alright, now the moment you've all been waiting for. You waited an entire year for these 10 movies. And we'll start off with number 10. Number 10 on the list, I have not seen the Lego movie, but I had a ton of fun with the Lego Batman movie. This movie was incredibly funny. I think the third act kind of falls apart a little bit, but the first 2 acts are very strong. They're hilarious. The animation is fantastic. What else is there to say about the Lego Batman movie? It's funny. It's great for kids, and I had a great time watching it. It's the best PG movie I've seen all year. So good job. Coming in at number 9 is Logan. Logan is, I think, the best superhero movie that came out in 2017. I think this movie is very well acted. It has great performances. There's some really brutal action sequences because it's rated R, obviously. And we finally got the Wolverine Berserker ultra-violent sequence that everyone's been waiting for. And I enjoyed that too. The action's great, but it's more the characters that I think are what hold the movie strong. The characters are what make the movie work. Coming in at number 8 is the only Edgar Wright film I've ever seen in my entire life, as far as I remember, and that's Baby Driver. Baby Driver was, for the most part, perfect. I think how it was structured was great. The performances, the characters, the story. I loved all that stuff. The only complaint I had with this film was that I didn't feel like I got enough out of everything. But overall, I love this movie. And I didn't exactly do a complete review of the film. It's in my 2017 movie catch-up video. If you're looking for the Baby Driver review, go check that out. It also has 5 movies in that. Well, 4 others. There's not including Baby Driver. There's Baby Driver. I would highly recommend checking it out if you have not seen it, because it's probably the most fun I've had in the theater. Coming in at number 7 is a film that I just saw recently, and I reviewed it recently. And I did not want to do this list until I saw it, and I'm very happy that I did. And that's The Shape of Water. The cheesiest movie I've seen all year, and the best romance I've seen all year. The acting's great. The creature in the film, played by Doug Jones, the makeup looks fantastic. It looks like a real creature. I feel like I can just touch it and it would feel like a creature. I don't know. I don't know what else to say that hasn't been said already. Just go check out The Shape of Water. The pacing's a little off and it's very cheesy. Maybe a little too cheesy for some people, but for myself, I loved it so much. Coming in at number 6 is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. The only dark comedy I've seen in my entire life, I think. I don't think I saw another dark comedy. And it was pretty hilarious, while at the same time, a film that I was highly invested in from beginning to end. My only real issue with the film is the scene with the priest. Nothing really worked in that scene, really. Well, I won't say nothing. Very few things worked in that scene as far as comedy and drama. I thought that was the worst scene in the movie. The ending, I think, is great. I've heard a lot of complaints about that, but it worked for me. It felt like it ended on the story it was telling. Number 5 on the list is very close to being the most somber film I saw all year, and that's Wind River. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but I had a little funny experience with the film. Here's one rule if you're gonna see Wind River, if you're gonna see a movie in general. If you get a large soda like I did, do not finish it within the first 20 minutes. Oh, that was a mistake. I didn't go to the bathroom while the movie was going on, but once we get to the line of, how many times have I arrested you? From then on, I had to go really bad. It was painful. But that was my fault. But back to Wind River. This movie hit me in what I wanted it to. Well, as I was watching the film. Beforehand, I knew nothing about the film. I didn't see one trailer or any sort of marketing. I only saw a couple reviews, and I watched the film, and I was completely blown away by this film. So, if you haven't seen Wind River, go check it out. It's one of my favorites of the year, and I don't think anyone's going to leave it unsatisfied. Also, one thing before I continue, I need to mention one thing. Numbers 5 through 2 are kind of tied for me. It all depends on what mood I'm in, really, and tonally, all these films are different for the most part, but whatever mood I'm in, I'm going to go see it. So it's very close. That's what I'm trying to say. Moving on, number 4 for myself is Dunkirk. It's one of the best war films and best survival films I've seen all year. That would be more accurate for Dunkirk. It's a survival film. You feel like you're thrusted into the situation and you're here on this beach for the entire movie, and it's intense. You're terrified. The action sequences are fantastic. I wouldn't really say action sequences. I would say the more terrifying sequences. 99% of the technical stuff in Dunkirk is fantastic. Maybe a little bit above. It's somewhere between 100% and 99%. I can't recommend Dunkirk enough. So definitely go watch it. It's not the best character film, but I didn't mind that because I understood what each character wanted just by watching how they acted, and Christopher Nolan shows you everything you need to know with the visuals. But if you're looking for a character film that takes like a scene that tell you what everyone's fighting for, then I guess this isn't the film for you. I can understand that. Don't kill me because I know this is a fairly divisive film. But for myself, I found it to be fairly intense and I was attached from beginning to end. Not to a specific character necessarily, but to like everyone in Dunkirk. Well, our heroes at least. Coming in at number 3 is for myself the most underrated film of the year, and something I have to point out to that I probably should have pointed out in my review, but the problem was at the time I was going to move back to Washington for the summer, so I didn't have the most time to work with, and I was leaving on the day I recorded it, and so it was kind of rushed. But number 3 is It Comes at Night. Now, It Comes at Night is a film that I said The Wind River is probably the most somber film I've seen all year, but now that I think about it, I would say this is. This movie is dark, depressing, sad, and one of the things I adored about this film is it's not a horror movie at all. It's a drama with horror elements sprinkled in there, and I know a lot of people were disappointed with the marketing and how the film was mismarketed. I I found the most useful thing on Rotten Tomatoes. You know, everyone just used Rotten Tomatoes score or the audience score to judge it. But if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, you scroll down, you have a little section that tells you the genre it's in. And the first one you will see is drama, and that's a horror movie. And I went into the film with those expectations, and I was completely blown away. There's one over-the-top jump scare I don't like. One over-the-top jump scare. That's it. Everything else is flawless for me. I would go in more in depth of how I feel with It Comes at Night, but the problem is that gets into spoilers. And so I would do a spoiler talk, but I think I need to rewatch the film a couple times. I've only seen it once so far, so I guess I should get this out of the way. This has nothing to do with my discussion of the film, but I gave the film an A, but if I were to apply the same rules I do now for grades, it would get an A+ for me. I just wanted to get that out of the way really quickly, because I feel like it's going to confuse some people later on. Coming in at number 2 is a film that I knew nothing about. I saw like a couple reviews. It was getting like a lot of buzz, and I watched it, and I was fascinated on how great this film was. And that's Lady Bird. I think Lady Bird is the best coming-to-age film of the year. What separates it from other coming-to-age films, for instance, The Edge of 17, comes to mind. They give as much time as they can to Christine or Lady Bird as they can without making everyone else feel like they're underdeveloped or just not given enough screen time. And that was a huge plus for me. And I mentioned that in my review, but I think it's a good idea to mention it here. So I would highly recommend checking out Lady Bird if you haven't already. Go see it. I don't have any flaws with it, really, so I recommend it. I would recommend it. All right, number 1, if you didn't know already, my favorite movie of the year. It's the masterpiece, the film that I will remember 2017 of bringing us. And that film is Blade Runner 2049. I don't know what to say about it. It's fantastic. Denis Villeneuve, I think that's how you say his name. He was a fantastic choice to do this film. Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, all the acting is fantastic from everyone. The music, the visuals. What else is there to say about Blade Runner 2049? And I've only seen the original Blade Runner twice now, and that's the final cut. I've seen the final cut twice. And while as much as I love that first Blade Runner, I think this one's still better. I've seen this one 4 times now, and it got better every time. This might just be one of my favorite movies ever. Maybe better than Terminator 2 Judgment Day, possibly. There you have it, my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. We are moving into 2018 now. I'm looking forward to the smaller films mostly. Yeah. And I got 45 subscribers now, and I'm really happy with that. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. You guys are the best. And if you liked this top 10 list, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your top 10 favorite movies of 2017 down below. And my social media will be in the description down below. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up. Or video. Maybe I'll do something else. And until I do that, thank you for watching and have a great day. Most likely you'll be watching at least one of these films after this. I was able to make this video, so that inspired you to do